Hey, don't target me like that. That's rude.
All right, we are live and in action as we go for part 3 of our playtest of the Galaxy's Edge role-playing game. My name is Walt. I will be GMing today or judging, depending on what system you're using. And today I have 3 hardcore lieges who are going to help me do that. Starting off, we have J.R. Hanley, author of The Reservist, who is going to be playing Jester today. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great.
You're not out freaking standing?
Out freaking standing, you're right.
All right. I just wanted to make sure we were all on the level, had things going on. Next, we have series co-creator Nick Cole. How are you, sir?
I just work here.
You
My
just
emperor.
work here. It's still riding high off of helping Jason carry that Dragon nomination.
I think so. I think, like things are really going to turn around for us now. People are going to find this series. It's going to just come out of oblivion. Like just the hardcore faithful are going to be overwhelmed with purple-haired unicorn fanboys, girls, and he/she's, and all the memes are going to be completely inappropriate. Everything's going to. Once we win that dragon, everything changes and it gets crappier. So, I want you to know, you guys were here when Caesar crossed the Rubicon, and everybody for a minute was like, "This is badass." And then Jason and I are going to get stabbed on the Senate floor by purple-haired unicorn,
The
and
Senate.
you guys will have to be the Imperial Guard.
Yeah, we can do that.
We can be
Yeah.
Praetorian for you.
Hell yeah. Yeah, as long as I get to carry something cool and sharp, I'm good. And then last but not
And if he wins, he writes the Hogus story. Did I get fat, or is this plate carrier shrinking?
I love that title. Oh,
That just came up out of the blue, and I was like, "Yeah, that would be perfect."
oh God, that and
He's
KCF
living up to
made-
the name of Jester.
right.
Plus, it's how I feel when I put on. Blue Force Gear was really nice enough, which is Chris Seislove, who works with John Spears at Forge Tactical. They sent me a really nice plate carrier with some plates, and I put it on, and I looked at myself and I said, "Got to lose a little more weight."
I have a weighted vest that looks like a plate carrier, but it's just got rolled sandbags in it
Yes.
for just weight when I go for my walks. That Jonathan Yanez recommended, and I feel the same way when I strap that on.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, I look like a pregnant walrus. Time to hit the gym a little harder.
Exactly.
Pregnant walrus. I try not to judge, but it's so hard. But then again, I really can't judge. I'm, short, fat, bald, and shaped like a barrel.
Yes,
right.
but you could throat punch a mother.
Yeah, especially if I'm holding a pencil. And last but not least, we have Dark Ops Daniel from the Discord playing Ryder Kincaid. How are you, sir?
I'm pretty good.
Right on, right on. No witty banter for you. Just waiting to get in on the game.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was it? 20 minutes of tech support and unfucking the system really, yeah,
Dampen the mood a little bit.
just a wee
Uh,
bit.
Hey Nick, in OCS, what they would have taught you this is called is the mantle of authority, the weight of command. See, now that he's running our little fire team, it's just weighing him down.
I know. Yeah, that's the best part. And now we can just fuck around and he can be miserable. That's the best part about when people say I want to be in charge, you're like, you have no idea what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. What's that old saying? It's better to be number 2 than suffer all of number 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
yeah.
my goodness. Well,
Because being number 1, you get shit on by everybody above you guys.
right.
Nothing lonelier than when it's miserable and everybody gets to complain, but you don't.
It's true. It's true. So, all right. So we're gonna kick this off. You guys are aboard the carrier. Where the hell is my notes? There we go. You guys are aboard the carrier Night Raid. And this is part of the Republic Navy. Night Raid has been in the system for just about a month in support of dark operations and another ops team on the ground acting as the eyes and ears of dark ops. You get your everybody's wearing like a holocom watch, and they're you get the buzzer that says, hey, they want everybody up to the briefing deck as ASAP. So you guys don your flight suits, grab your helmets, get your survival gear all packed up into your plane, check with your crew chiefs, and then you make your way up to the briefing shed where the flight boss is already tapping his feet because he was waiting for you guys to get there ASAP yesterday. Of course, because of the House of Reason's authority on political correctness, he can't really say too much, so he just gives you a very stern look. He waits for everybody to settle down, and then he says, "All right, gentlemen and ladies, and yeah, whatever you are." And he points to one of the 10R in the back, but it's not one of the 10R that you'd want to talk to. It's one of the big males that they have to squeeze in one of the in one of the gunner turrets because he's just so massive and so tentacly. He just doesn't fit into the human-centric controls that have been put in place and allow the rest of us normal types to get in there. So everybody packs in and gets their place in the briefing room. And he says, "All right, listen up. We've been in support of dark operations and their spotters for the last month and a half. We just had something kick off very, very major. They just hit a major," and he starts like circling on the battle board with a light pen. "They just had a major engagement in here, dropping off. They had a cloaking field in place, and Fleet wants us to go and support that run. Now listen." They just picked up an HVT. As soon as they were dusting off and trying to get back to the night raid, they had an attack from an MCR, or we assume is an MCR missile emplacement. Engines were knocked down, and they were put just about 13 clicks away from their original launch point. Now we have to go get them because we need that HVT. We have to pull them out. Nether Ops is on the ground, but they are currently engaged with a secondary force. We're going to need some air support to go get these guys. Not using the graphics from Wing Commander. No, this is like off a carrier. So he sits there and he's like, "Here are your objectives. Objective number 1." He goes, "We are sending in a heavy drop with 4 mechs in support of an HKPP mech, which we are going to be dropping on station so that we can guard that HVT, get in and get an extraction, and recover all assets and get us the hell out of Dodge. Because things are heating up here. Fleet doesn't want us here anymore." Objective number 2. We are tracking several inbound fighters to that location, so if you have the opportunity to dust tail and put those boys into the sand, you do it. And objective 3, everybody comes back safe, hungry, and thirsty, so we can get things done at happy hour. What are your questions?
My question would be, because I'm a smartass playing Ripper, would be how do I get out of this chicken shit outfit?
He says, "You need to secure that shit." And he looks at Jester. Did you change Ryder's call sign? Is that his call sign now underneath?
Yeah, I figured that's a little bit more fitting.
He goes,
Tank.
He goes. He points to you, and he's like gesturing with the light pen.
Yes, boss.
He goes, "Up and out, dismissed." And then, everybody starts like picking up their thing. Everybody who passes Ripper is just shaking their head like, what the hell? You guys head down to the flight line?
Yep.
Roger that.
All right, you guys doing anything else before you get down to the flight line? It's a major fleet defense carrier, so you have, all the big things that would be on an aircraft carrier today, just, fast forwarded several thousand years where the technology is even better. But at the same time, you're kind of on a clock, so they want you guys launch and mission critical very, very soon.
So what kind of vehicles will we be using, or are we using fighters or drop ships?
Yeah.
Who let the Wabonky out?
Ill Omen.
Yep. He's just like, it's on like Donkey Kong. Sorry about that, folks. Belgian Malinois are a bit touchy when somebody comes near the door. All right, so fighter, fighter, fighter. I have the fighter. All right, so if you take a look on your screen, this is what you guys will be flying. It
Ooh,
is,
Under. Oh, there he is.
yeah, it is a fast attack fighter. This is the Raptor 27. It is a single man AI assisted what do you call it? Fast attack fighter and bomber. There are two variants. You have the Raptor 27 and the Raptor 29. The Raptor 27 also has room for a gunner if you want to use one. Otherwise, they load an AI in there and then he just does the deal for you.
sweet. Do we have that selection in our mission loadout, or
You can determine what mission loadout you want. The standard are independent. What do you call it? Independent point defense turret on the back section. So if you guys look and you see the rear cockpit, right in front of that is
right?
is like a circle. That thing comes up and out and acts as like a point defense turret. There
Mhm.
are forward guns on each wing. There's a missile battery ensconced underneath that rolls out so that it doesn't get nicked or banged on the way out of the launch bay. And if you need to, you can also put 360 rotary Gatling cannons on the front, so you can just like
I I will say this fire looks a bit chunky.
oh yeah. Oh yeah, this thing is as angry as it gets in Republic Fleet right now. So you just
So
have, if you're going to change the loadout, you just got to tell me what you want.
I think I'm going to set up for ground attack.
All right, so you're going to want a cannon in the front.
Yes, and I guess I would say I'll take missiles in the Burt cannon, and dispense with the guns if because would that be how it would be loaded out?
Standard missiles that come on this bird. You have what do you call it? Space to space torpedoes.
Right.
You have standard high
AGM.
explosive and
Yeah.
an AGM type missiles, and then you have a small loadout of air to ground missiles that are loaded with ion dispersing particles, so that in the event that they have mechs or ADA, you can disable those.
Okay. Cool.
So, quick question. So you got the air ground setup that you can go with. I'm guessing there's space to space or atmosphere, and that's it. Or do you have any other options?
Now your standard loadout on this, right? Like I said, you have the wing guns, right? You have a rotary turret and a point defense turret, and then you have all the missiles and stuff like that. So if you want to go space to space or air to air, they're going to go more heavy on the missiles and less heavy on stuff like ion and stuff. If you don't think you're going to be engaged, which you're not, you already know that from the mission briefing.
Yeah.
You're going to be engaging air to air and air to ground. The torpedoes they would probably pull in favor of more missiles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's your call, Kink. I would just say I'll take air to ground if you want me to.
Yeah, I was gonna say if Ripper takes air to ground, and then would you say there's a lot of targets for air to ground, or is it like one high value target that we got eliminate on the ground, and then it's gonna be air dogfighting and stuff?
So they know that they've launched air defenses from the ground. So they have birds in the air already to
Okay.
defend their troops on the ground. The troops on the ground that they're fielding, according to Republic intelligence and long range reconnaissance, they're using tanks to kind of box in the area where the plane set down after it crashed. There's no word from the ground crews yet as to who survived, in what condition, and whether or not it's just a total plane kill. All they know is it went down here, and they still are getting transponder data. So, like, something down there is moving. So they want you guys to get these mechs in to kind of pound their way through and recover this team. But while they're doing that, they're going to need air support, and that's where you guys come in. So you
All
guys...
right.
I
Yeah.
will do air to air, and I want a. I don't trust robots. I want
Yo,
a human.
hey.
I want a human gunner.
You want a
That's
human gunner?
Yeah.
Because I think we'd need another player for that, right?
No, we can work it.
Okay.
I'm not scared.
All right. So I was gonna say if Ripper could go full air to ground, and
Can
then
do.
Jester could go for a half air to air, half air to ground. Some to follow up if need be, do cleanup step. Then I could just go full air to air.
Okay, I'll play hybrid.
Yeah, I think that'd be a little bit easier.
It's not like the first time you played for both teams, Jester.
I mean, I was in the Army and we're cross-dressing as Featherheads today, so.
Yes.
Man,
yes.
man, he is just ripping on him.
You know why, right? He's trying to work out the kinks from yesterday.
Phrasing.
Yeah, no, it's all right.
We don't kink shame. It's okay.
All right, so you guys leave the briefing. Like I said, you guys are going to check your loadouts.
Ken Foster, this is for you. Yeah.
All right.
We got to get that boy on the show. I'm sorry.
Was that like iced tea? Or
No, he's ripping him for drinking it out of a jug instead of out of a cup like a civilized human being.
All right, so you guys get down to the flight deck. There is massive amounts of just chaos everywhere. They're loading up what looks like a couple of scout mechs, a medium engagement mech on one drop bird, and it kind of looks like a long-tailed osprey with clamps. So when you guys roll in, this thing just clamps onto the mechs and holds them almost like suits on a rack, right?
Very cool.
And as they deploy, they can fly over an area and just drop them in sequence to kind of salt an area with a good dispersion of mechs. There's an HKPP mech being loaded on a bigger version of that only has one clamp because it's specifically made for the size and girth of that particular mech. Crew chiefs are sitting there and oh no, I don't want to know. Crew chiefs are sitting there waving people over and stuff like that. One of the senior master chief walks up to Kink. I don't want to know. He said girth. One of the senior master chiefs walks up to Kink and he says, "Sir," he goes, "we got everything 5x5 and ready to rock and roll on this ship today."
Sir, yes, sir. We got a gunner from my squad mate, Jester.
Yes, sir. Pulled him out fresh right out of the academy. This one may or may not be a point. I haven't cared enough to listen to 5 minutes of conversation that he had with me this morning to figure out which. But he's over there. He's at least he's doing his job and inspecting the weapons. So I mean, that's something.
Yeah. All right. Well, he'll just have to deal.
We got to give him the call sign. I suggest dickhead.
All right, so you guys
play nice. If he's a point, you're going to be in real big shit, and we don't need to deal with that.
I go up to that guy, and I'm like, hey, I hear you're new, and you're going out with us today.
So all you're getting is, and like I said before, right, the plane that you guys are flying is set up, can be configured for how you need it, right? So right here in this front cockpit is where the gunner sits.
Yeah.
Right? And
we can't see you gesturing if you're gesturing with your mouse.
Yeah, that's because I'm thinking I'm working another program. So yeah, just make fun of me because I'm old. It's fine, right? So all you see is a set of there you go. All you see is a set of feet with combat boots sticking out inside of a flight suit, and you hear copious amounts of swearing and like things being reached for and pulled back into the cockpit. So whatever's going on, it looks like things were in pieces and now they're in the state of going back the other way. What do you do?
I'm going to say, hey, we hear you're going out with us today, man.
The gunner whirls around, sits on the outside plate, and pulls off what looks like a soldering helmet. Her hair falls over her shoulder, and she's like, "What's this man bullshit?"
I remember this conversation yesterday.
That's
Nothing.
brilliant.
Nothing. It was my mistake. Is she cute?
Extremely, but she's covered in like grease and grime, right? So she walks up, slaps your what do you call it? The side of your coveralls. I mean your flight suit. So now you got like this big greasy handprint on your shoulder, and you guys are wearing light flight. Pilot's light combat armor, so it's a flight suit with almost like a really tight-fitting chest carrier made of plates, and a couple of magazines for the carbine you guys have if in the event that you have to ditch. So you got that greasy handprint on the side of your plate, right? And she's like, "I hear my new call sign is Dickhead. Can it just be Dick? Because we want to be short and to the point when we're over the radio, right?"
I look down at the greasy handprint on my pristine uniform, and then I look back up at her and I'd be like, I have no idea what you're talking about when we talk about short. But let's call you Badfinger.
Badfinger. She's like, there was that one time in those bars on Utopian. She goes, so many nicknames, so little time. She goes, let me get this back together. Who's wrangling the stick?
That'll be
me.
Jester.
Yeah, unfortunately, you have Jester, and he's only recently learned how to fly with both hands.
She's like, and she kind of like knuckles her hand so she won't put another greasy print on you, and just kind of like turns you away from the rest of the group. She goes, he's not a point, is he?
No, he's cool. He's cool. Are you a point?
She kind of like gets that like offended lean back,
Nah,
right? And she goes, dude, my dad is Legion. If I even thought about accepting an appointed position, size 11.5 combat boots would be kicking my teeth out from my ass. So let's as long as the rest of you guys know what you're doing, I should be fine. I mean,
I give her a solid copy high five and say it's good to have you with us.
right on. She's like,
She earned it. I'm a dick. She held in there.
she turns to Jester and she says, give me 30 seconds to get this coupler back on and then strap down the securing plate, and then we're on the roll.
You know how long 30 seconds is, right, Jester? You got that done. You got that one down.
I do. They got pills for that though, so it's okay.
I'm gonna hop in my ship if it's all good, Kink.
Yep.
Brother.
Go
Great.
ahead and do your system check and get ready to launch.
I'm gonna system check and I'm gonna introduce myself to my AI, go into the reconfiguration settings, and have the AI start calling itself Dolores.
Too soon.
It comes up with a female voice, which is slightly better than Siri, and it says, "Welcome aboard, Ripper. Nice to have you back."
I'm afraid I can't do that, Ripper.
Yeah. All right. So you guys get in. The crew, your pit crew is just locking everything down. They're pulling the arming pins on all of your weapons so that once you guys leave the bay, you guys are hot and ready to rock. They're putting up their hands for signals, checking out ailerons. They're checking out gravitic drive planes for when you guys are in space. They're checking out engine flare. So, you're getting the full run around even before you guys leave the dock, right? Crew chief comes up and he climbs up to, what do you call it? Thanks, Jester. Crew chief comes up and climbs it because your cockpit hasn't shut yet, Kink, and he says, "Sir, I got 3 birds on deck, pulled back with the rubber band and ready to launch. On your go, sir."
Launch.
He goes, "All right, lock yourself in. I'm going to pull my crew." He goes, "We're going to be behind the shield." He goes, "Just watch my man for the signs out." Yes?
Si, senor.
He goes, he snaps to, hits the what do you call it, the side of your cockpit twice, and then salutes, right? And you can see him mouth the words "good hunting" before he shuts down the shield, locking his suit into EVA mode in the event any of them catch vacuum. So his crew starts dispersing. They start you start getting they hook up a what do you call it, a puller to the bottom of your plane and start pulling you guys into position and locking you into the magnetic launching system.
It's called tug.
I hit my cockpit
You're getting-
canopy
you're getting
to seal it, and I start my systems check and make sure it's all good.
All right. Tower calls into you, Kink. This is flight lead 272 to Kink. Ready on the deck, yes? Please confirm.
Kink to flight lead 272. Confirmed we're ready to launch.
Ooh,
But
that's-
Kink, they didn't give us the coffee service yet.
You see like a standby hologram floating just in the center, right above your HUD, right? Which means that you're going to start hearing like huge latching sounds as launcher plates start gripping onto the ship. You hear, Ripper, this is flight lead 272. We need to confirm that you are ready for launch.
Yes, Roger. Everything's good here. Tally ho.
You see,
How are you?
How are you?
you see in the tower like the guy who's got the radio up to his thing. They kind of like look to the guy next to him with the slow like turn, and then he just goes, gives you that thumbs up and sticks it toward the display. Jester, this is flight lead 272. We need to confirm that you are ready for launch.
Define ready.
Um,
It's a very existential question.
You hear Badfinger come over the comm. Flight 272. This is Jester 2 Bravo. We are ready for launch. And you hear, thank you 2 Bravo. This is flight 272 out. And each one of you get that little spinning hologram that just has standby. We got
Looks like Badfinger steals all my fun.
right.
I'm gonna have to write management.
Oh, okay. So we're playing Star Citizen. Got it.
All right, so things start spinning up.
Weapons and countermeasures good to go.
Can you guys hear that?
Good in.
Yep.
You can.
No outlets ready in the back. Here we go.
The only thing missing is highway to the danger zone.
Right,
Yes.
I could put it in, but I get super copyright.
Let's do this.
All right, so you see the heavies carrying the mechs. They depart the bay. Your engines ignite, and you guys take off, catapulting out of the flight bay at an extreme amount of speed. Pushed back into your seats, you can feel the heavy pressure against your chest as the initial dampeners, the inertial dampeners compensate and start setting back a normal tone to normal G-forces for you guys, so that you can fly and do your thing at the same time.
This is Shark 4-2 leveling off on your
Sweet. I'm gonna go ahead and look at all my flight systems and make sure that I am actually flying and that everything's good. Then I'm gonna run through a weapons check, and then I'm gonna try to look at weather over the target.
Right on. So you guys start angling toward the planet. Small rock debris from an asteroid that had come by. They had hit the asteroid with a heavy blaster cannon from a destroyer just to break it up, and that stuff is kind of just floating in orbit and being mined. But it's easy for you guys to zoom in and out and around it. Your weapons are good. Everything seems to be green in 5x5. So Ripper, go ahead and take a competency die. Get an extra competency die for throwing that into the mix.
Yeah!
So you'll be able to use that in just a moment. All right, so you guys enter atmosphere. Things seem to be on the up and up, and you've heard over the flight comm that there is incoming fighters angling up at you toward the atmosphere. So as you guys are descending into atmosphere, they're descending out of atmosphere to meet you.
All right, I tell Jester to stick with Ripper and to cover him because he's got our payload for everybody down below, and I'll cover Jester as we
That's a
make
big
our
din
approach.
for.
You guys get an all-com message that starts flaring into your HUD. You have incoming action message from the bridge. Do you want to take it?
incoming action message from the bridge.
Yeah,
Just
so
like update.
from the bridge of the night raid, the carrier you guys came in on.
Yeah, I'll take it.
All right, so this comes across all of your screens. You hear.
Can you lift it up? We can't see it over our little faces.
What is it?
Oh, you zoom out up top.
Okay.
Better? Yes.
Yeah, you can also mouse wheel over it, and you can drag with your right click.
Yeah, because you can change it on your screen, JR.
Okay. I got it now.
Yes, sir. All right. So you recognize the person in the holographic display in your HUD, right? This is General Farrell. He's one of the ground forces commanders that was on the night raid with you guys, and he gave part of the briefing the night before all this kill team action had happened. And he's like, gentlemen, we have news from the ground. We have positive identification that the kill team as well as the high value target is intact. I repeat, they are intact, but they are surrounded on all sides by enemy armor. They seem to be evading right now, but it could be any moment that they are going to be corralled and captured. So please get down there as fast as you can, deliver those mechs, and keep our boys covered. How copy?
Good.
We copy.
He goes, Pharrell out, and then the you just get the basic display of Operation Raven Spear that has been going on for the last few days. So as you guys enter the upper atmosphere, let me put some planes down. So this plane for Joe is going to be controlled by.
Did everybody see that video of the pilot fighting the AI?
What's that?
They just staged a mock combat between an actual fighter pilot and the AI.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
That was. We died.
The AI just did really good.
Not even close.
Yeah, kind of like spanked it.
Yeah.
But don't you worry, Badfinger. We still like you.
Yeah, but Badfinger isn't your AI.
Yeah, Dolores is Ripper's AI.
All right, so you guys have your planes. You can move them as you see fit.
I'm trying to build a formation around whoever's our lead, but everyone else is moving theirs too.
Who is the lead?
All right, so can I add a shade to it?
This is me.
Yeah, I'll be green flight lead.
All right, green is good.
Okay. How do I do a shade?
If you click on your thing, it will have a little dot in the bottom middle.
Yes.
And then you just select what color you want.
I think that's tan.
I'm gonna be blue.
All right, Roger, dog.
Yeah, JR's colorblind. That's yellow.
There, I think that's red, right? Or brown? Maybe?
That's red. That's red.
Okay.
Yeah, we got you.
All right, big plane is carrying the HPP, right? And then you have.
Actually, based on our loadout, I would suggest that Ripper take point since he's the ground. No, he's the ground guy. We'd want to protect him.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was taking point.
All right, so you got the big heavy.
It's actually backwards, so we should be over here.
Yes, the big heavy one in the center. That's carrying the HKPP. The other two are carrying 3 mechs apiece of what do you call it? Light scout infantry mechs, and then a medium engagement mech.
Okay.
All right, so I don't know what just happened. Got weird for a second.
How do you rotate it?
If you click it, it'll put a box around it, and one of the boxes is so one of the boxes has like a little a square at the top. And
Actually,
if you hold that,
it's hard to
square-
see it. It's blue.
Yeah.
It's right behind your vehicle.
Right.
Okay.
Just click. Don't click and hold. Just click it, and then you'll see the box come around it.
Yeah, it's hard to see, but you'll see it.
So if I let's see.
Look at this. This positioning, it's so perf.
It's so perfect. All right, so you guys are what do you call it? You guys are making your way around. You hear, let's see, where is it? Okay, so the main carrier that you guys are leading in, right? This is Thunder 77 Actual to Flight Lead Kink.
Flight League Kink copies.
Thunder Actual, we are seeing on our scope, we have 4 incoming fighters coming from 3-point Mark II. Can you confirm that?
Confirmed.
He's like, their formation is really tight. Have you seen people fly like that before?
Haven't seen people. I've seen it in the simulations, but we'll find out.
All right, so they're at about 8 kilometers, but their formation is very strange. They have 2 grouped right in the center. They have 1 offset just in the front, and then 1 kind of trailing back, but off to the left. And they're coming at you at like a 90-degree angle. So you guys are flying straight. They're coming at 90-degree angle, slightly from the front. So it looks like they're going to try and intercept you from the ground.
They're gonna try to strafe us.
You don't know, but they're if they continue the way that they're traveling, you guys will cross each other, but you will probably be lower than them as they pass if they continue in the way that they're going.
They're gonna buzz the tower.
I was gonna. Can I give pointers to the dropships as well?
Absolutely. Yep. You tell them where you want them because you're the one protecting them.
All right. I was gonna say angle 45 degrees over this way, and then we angle 45 degrees to meet them head on.
All right. So the first ship starts turning. Second ship. Whoop, too much. Second ship starts turning. All right. So these ships start going toward the direction that you send them. Where are you guys going? You guys going to go meet to intercept?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell Ripper and Jester to stay on my 6 and get ready to pick a target.
Right on, right on. All right, so as you guys put your main engines into like overdrive and then really, push that throttle forward, they break up just a little bit. So this one guy comes this way and looks like he's angling at the carrier ships. This guy over here, he angles the same way, but looks like he's going behind them. There's really no way to tell where he's going.
All right. In that case, I'm gonna say, which one does it look like? One will get there sooner, or they'll arrive at about the same time?
So the one at the extreme angle that's at the bottom of the screen right now, right? He is looking to intercept. It looks like he's looking to intercept the big carriers, right? These guys have not changed course. So these center planes have not changed course. They're just going just the way they were. They don't even see, when they start seeing you guys deviate, they don't even change the way that they're going. This guy has not only changed direction, he's also changed altitude. So he went straight, almost straight up.
I'm gonna tell Kink. I'm gonna be all. I'm gonna go ahead and intercept that one. Climbing to intercept, and then I'm just gonna add all power that I can from the throttles and kick in the afterburners and just go for a chase intercept.
All right. So now let's roll for initiative. You're gonna either roll your reaction, or you can roll your piloting if you want.
I'll go with my reaction, which is 4D.
All right. So I got a 13.
4D.
Do we all roll?
Yep.
I got I got 4D, and we do the top 3 die, right?
No, this is initiative, so give it to me.
I got
straight.
11.
Okay. Hold on, I can do math. I swear to God. 11 plus 7 is 18.
All right, there we go. Kink, 18. What's that?
Ripper 17.
Ripper 17. Yep, I already got you. All right, so you are up first, Ripper.
I'm going to go ahead
No,
and
I'm sorry, Kink's up first. He's got an 18.
kink.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go after the two guys right here.
Okay. So go ahead and move yourself 3 squares in any direction.
2, 3. No, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll go like this and then rotate.
Okay.
Bloop.
You can rotate now. Yep. So during that time, those two that you're chasing,
Mhm.
um, they only move one. They're not as fast as you guys. I mean, the second you guys hit into attack formation, prime your weapons, and step on the gas, these engines just sing. I mean, it's like that heavy, like whining throttle. That's just a combination of motorcycle cranked out and somebody running gravel across the pavement. It's just that heavy, throaty roar. You get that as you step on the gas and start heading in. Are you using any weapons?
I was gonna ask, can I get a list of weapons and armaments for my loadout,
Yep.
so I
So
can keep track of?
you got heavy blasters in the front.
Okay.
You have a wing blasters. Okay, so heavy blasters are 4D.
Is this
Sorry.
for all of us?
Yep. Yeah. If you want the basic loadouts, because these dice give you the thing of what you can use, right? So heavy blasters are 4D.
And they're on the wings.
No, that's in the front.
What's the damage, or what's the range on them?
Those
Doesn't matter.
Well, at this range, you're not going to have to worry about it. Plus, you guys have all targeting computers and stuff, so range isn't really going to factor in. You also have the wing blasters. Those are light cannons, and those are 2D. You have the point defense, which will only come up. That's more like armor, so that's going to be 3D. Right? So when you get attacked, those cannons will pop up and kind of shoot at whatever is trying to shoot you, especially if it's a missile.
Okay.
Right? Then you have, of course, the missiles. So the who has torpedoes? Anybody?
No.
All right. So basic loadout missile is 6D. And it also has an advantage. The advantage is luck, which means that it targets it's got a targeting system. So if it misses, it can re-roll,
Okay.
right? And then does anybody have ion missiles for the ground?
That would
that'd
be
be River.
Ripper and Jester.
Yeah.
All right.
And then how many missiles do we get?
So you guys have 4 missiles per side.
So 8 total.
So 2 and 2 for me, 4 for Ripper of the ion missiles.
Yep.
All right. And what are the iron missiles?
Okay, so that is you can let me worry about like the specifics of it, but that's 6D, and then it has an area effect of 2D. All right, so what are you letting off the chain on this?
I'm within range for the heavy blasters, right?
You are in range for the heavy blasters.
All right. I'm gonna take aim at the rightmost one,
All right.
and I'm gonna take some shots at him.
Hit it.
All right. 15, because it's the top 3, right?
Yep. 15. He's going to try and...
But hold on. Don't we also have to pick one that is the gun, the
Yep.
weapons dice?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh.
Did you get a 1 on any of those?
Shit. Give me a second. I have to set a die aside.
Yeah.
I didn't get. I did get a 1 on one of them.
You did get a 1?
Yeah.
And what was the roll?
It was 16 total, but so 6, 6, 3, and a 1.
Oh God. All right. So yeah, you hit those heavy blasters.
Nice.
That thing just sings. Right. There's a dun, 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 and then there's a period of time where you can just see the almost track the range of this high heavy kinetic bolt flying out away from the plane. It rips across the fuselage of these things, tearing into a missile housing, and then it just detonates in the air. Um, uh, his wingman kind of like has to move away from him a little bit, and get some altitude as the carcass of that plane falls away, just because of the fact that it's just a tornado of destruction once that those heavy bolts just flame all over it. So that's the first hit. All right, so that's next is Ripper. Excuse me.
Reaper, why not?
All right, go for it.
Go ahead and climb and roll so that I'm now on a reverse heading.
Okay.
To intercept this dude over here. Bing. That guy, how do I ping him?
Yep,
Bing.
just click and hold.
And then release.
That guy. So
Gotcha.
if I climb in, if I reverse hardcore in this space and then climb to intercept his altitude, how many squares can I move?
You'll be able to move 4, so you could probably get over here,
Okay.
right on the other side when that happens.
Right.
Yep, there you go. And then just give me a piloting roll really quick. So
Sure.
I believe you have piloting at 4D.
Okay.
And give me a
Do-
piloting
do-
roll. You need to get over a 10.
How about a 20?
Holy crap. That'll do it.
I'm great.
The G forces push you back in the seat a little bit as inertial dampeners struggle to keep up with the maneuver that you just pulled, just because of the fact that you basically just doubled back on yourself. The engines scream a little bit. Dolores says, "Sir, do you think that's the wise choice?" The what do you call it? The plane that you're chasing doesn't seem to notice you. It's still in a frantic climb. Do you let any weapons off the chain?
Negative.
All right. So
And I remind Dolores that, baby, we've been here before.
but sir, every time it's so scary.
JR
Poor Dolores. I knew her well.
She's being rode hard, JR.
All right. So, Jr., you're in the red over here.
Yes, I am.
Okay,
Wait, is it red or brown?
that's red. We don't
Okay.
judge. What do you call it? Do you change direction to stay in flight with the 3 carriers?
I am, because those 2 hot shots went all half cocked, so somebody's got to protect the birds.
All right.
Well, Jester, I said to go after this guy.
All right. Well, boss man says go after that guy. I'm going after that guy.
All right. Wow. Holy crap! It was sunny a minute ago, and now it's raining. All right. So
We have a ton of sun for you here in California. I mean, a ton.
One quick thing, controller ops.
We also have some fire. We have some earthquakes, and we're doing socialism now. So please feel free to take anything that you like.
Tell me how you really feel. Walt, is this guy, is he down or is he still flying?
he's up. He is flying up very fast, and Nick is chasing him. So Ripper's chasing him.
Okay. Given that we've eliminated one and one has he taken damage at all?
But this is all happening at the same time, so we would have to be acting.
I know.
Yeah, this guy is undamaged. Right?
Okay.
This guy is undamaged. This guy is undamaged.
Not
And
yet,
then-
because Juicy Finger is about to unleash holy hellfire on him.
Juicy. Don't you mean Badfinger?
Yeah, there was fingers involved.
All right, so you're first, JR, and then she's going to act on your turn.
All right, I've already maneuvered myself. If you see, I've changed trajectory and moved 4 squares closer.
Okay, how
And,
did you do that backwards?
Yeah.
I'm facing backwards?
Now you're
Yeah.
not. There we go.
There you go.
All right,
Yeah, the point is the front.
front of the plane. We don't judge.
Okay. I mean, I did it inverted. Okay, it was inverted.
He was trying to give the gunner the first shot.
You know those backup signals they have on big trucks. All right, so what do you call it? You're chasing this guy down at the bottom.
Correct.
All right.
If I'm in range, I'd like to tell my weaponeer to unleash Obla's righteous fury on him.
All right, so she'll go on your turn, but you can act first if you want, unless you want her to act first.
I want her. Well, I'm going to use my heavy blasters and just fire away before I let her go.
You
with
can
the
use the
missile.
wing blasters. She has control of the heavies.
Okay, then the wing blasters. So that's 2d6.
Yep.
And the first one is always going to be my weapons one.
Gotcha.
So I've got a
Just
6.
let me know if you get a 1.
Okay, I got a 6 and 2 is my.
Okay. Flight guy is going to.
Ooh, he dodged and he weaved.
Yep. So he moves to here, and he does almost like a barrel roll. You guys are still kind of like maneuvering in and around clouds, and there's a huge trail, like a vapor trail that gets dragged through and dispersed by the heavy weapons fire. Fingers throws some blaster fire of her own at the mix. Ugh. You hear, "Hey boss, need a minute. Weapon is jammed." She's like, "I think it has something to do with the inducer. Give me I don't know, just a minute or something. You keep flying. It's fine."
Keep this up. I'm going to fire you and replace you with a robot.
She doesn't answer. The plane that was right
Ripper
next.
coolly remarks while climbing to altitude for his kill that it's a poor player who blames his instrument.
Please take another competency die.
Oh, I got 2.
Right. So this plane right here that was next to the exploding ball of flame that Daniel decided to play with his initial salvo, he tries to.
Hold on. He needs to add a little icon towards his ace status on his plane for his first confirmed kill.
He's pretty much lined up with you. He doesn't even bother with blasters. He throws a missile off the chain at you, Daniel.
Oh, okay. Well, I will try.
He gets an 8.
All right, I will try. Let me see.
Oh, wait a minute. Excuse me. I rolled the wrong dice. My bad.
How dare?
How dare. He gets a 10.
Okay. So, for this one, I would use a specific skill, right? It'd be pilot or
Pilot. Do you have shooting?
Yeah, I do.
You can use either one.
All right. Does this classify as a spacecraft?
It does.
Okay. I'll use my pilot skill, which gives me an extra die, so I'll be 5. And
Come on, buddy.
Top 3 would be 9.
All right. So the missile hits you, but at the speed you're traveling, what do you call it? It excuse me. It hits your vapor trail and explodes. So it hits just behind the fighter. How do you want to take this? Do you want to take this to your maneuverability, or do you want to take this to the actual body of the aircraft?
I'll take it to the body of the aircraft.
All right, so you started off at 3D to the body, so now you are at 2D.
Okay.
All right, so Daniel's at 2D.
Where's that listed at on the
For the plane?
Yeah.
I'm keeping track of it.
Okay.
All right, so what do you call it? That hits your vapor trail. There's a huge explosion behind you. The turbulence is just throwing you around in the seat. If it wasn't for the 4-point harness that you're wearing and the inertial dampeners, you guys would have you and your plane would have a bad day of this.
And then side question, maneuverability. What would that? What's my D for that?
The plane's reaction is a 6D. Right, you can use that as like a defense, but you're not going to really use it to attack. You're going to use more of the weapons and your piloting to attack.
Oh, so that's what I should have used in that case,
That's all right.
right?
Yeah, you can get it for the next time.
Yeah,
Hopefully
yeah.
you won't have to eject. All right, coming back around.
I'm just testing it out.
Yeah, testing it out. The guy down below that Jester is taking a shot at, he throws one off the chain. Let's see what he does. So he's using some heavy blasters on you, Jester.
Roger, Dodger.
21.
All right, I'm going to use my awareness, which is my vision, since I could see what he's doing because I'm an eagle eye watching him
Gotcha.
for my 4D to evade, and I'm going to use one of my
Competency
comp
die.
dices, so that puts me at 5D6,
And take
and
the highest
again,
3.
um, I've got a 15 and a 1 as my weapons roll.
Well, don't worry about the weapon thing because right now you're just evading, right?
Right, so I've got an 15.
All right. Let's see how we're gonna take that. That's one, two. That's not a lot. So the heavy blaster rakes the side of the plane. You can feel it in the stick and in the pedals when those heavy punches just start slamming against your shield and your armor. Um, it punches right through the shield. You guys have very light shields because the fighters that you have, your energy are directed into your weapons and not so much into your defense. They have a variant that's more defensive, but it's usually used for like intercept work, not so much multi-role fighters like you guys are. It punches right through into the gunner's cockpit, ripping up what do you call it? Ripping up finger a little bit. She calls over. She's like, "All right, little hit. I'm good. Singed. Keep flying. I can make it work."
Don't worry about it; it'll buff out.
Right.
Change your socks, take some motion. We're good to go.
Nick, the guy you're climbing after, is still climbing. He hasn't attacked yet.
Sweet.
So that's all he does is he just climbs heavy, right? So he makes it to here on his climb. It looks like another 10, 15 seconds. He's going to leave the atmosphere. So you don't know what he's doing, but
He's going to dive bomb.
it doesn't look pretty. If he follows standard tactics for these kinds of ships, that's what you're probably looking at.
Okay.
All right, so back around again, coming up to Kink. You're top of the batting order.
All right.
Don't die.
The drop ships have not moved yet, right?
They just move very slow. So
Okay.
when you guys increase the attack speed, it's almost like they're going to what do you call it? They're almost like they're going still. So they will probably move 1 or 2 squares depending on their size and payload in the next on the next turn.
Okay, gotcha.
The equivalent sound of chugga chugga ching chong tomato tomato.
I radio over Ripper and I ask if
That's
he's
all.
got that fighter that's heading for Atmo.
All good. I'm about to convince him the error of his ways.
All right.
Nice.
I check in with Jester and I see if he's okay. See if he needs any assistance.
I'm doing okay. My gunner, meh. I might have to replace her, but we'll see.
Leadership.
You can't be breaking the new things, Jester.
Well, I'm sure these guys will pay for their damages.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and
Put it on the tab. Put it on the tab.
I can move and shoot, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna-
communicate.
So you can get 4 squares at full throttle.
Shoot.
all right. I'm
Oh,
gonna go ahead and get up close and personal with this bloke right here,
Right on.
and I'm gonna do another heavy blaster. Can I follow up with a missile, or is it just one or the other?
You can, but you'll be negative 1D on the first hit, negative 2D on the second.
Could I do the same for the wing blasters and heavy blasters?
No, those right now you have linked, so you can throw those off at the same time.
Oh, okay. So what would I roll in that case? Would it be 4D, 2D, or
It would just
like?
be it would be the 4D.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So all batteries on the one guy.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, that would be a 5 on my hit die. 11, 12.
All right, so he's got to evade a 12. Now, if he doesn't evade this, you can add those other 2D as to represent the damage of being hit by both sets of guns.
Okay.
12, but tie goes to the runner. So you hit him with both. Go ahead and roll 2 more dice
Okay.
because I need to know how much you beat him by.
4.
All right, so that's 2. He gets winged really bad. Those blasters just start ripping off chunks of armor. You're traveling fast, but you're close enough now to where you see his shield fail, and just chunks of armor go winging across through the clouds. He starts trailing smoke. It doesn't look good or like he is going to be long for this world, but he changes course slightly to start tracking toward you. And 17, Ripper.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue to close.
Okay,
So
so
I
you
should
can move
probably,
up to
like,
4.
this, but I'm actually backing off the throttle. And as I'm doing that, what I'm doing is, how do you draw?
So if you go to the little bar where the dice are,
Yes,
you should see a paintbrush.
a paintbrush where the dice are.
So yeah,
It's right under the cursor.
Oh
Thing.
yeah. Oh yeah. Using my Burt gun, I'm going to put up a wall of fire right here and make it clear to him, you now have to fly through that.
I love the
in
wall of
hopes-
fire.
In hopes that he will then break off and go this way to go that way. And then I will roll in behind and boop, 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 shoot him up. And then he'll be like KI.
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
I am going to
Go boop, boop, boop.
I
Send
am,
it right up the boomer chute.
I am going to use my pilot fighter spacecraft 4D and throw in both of my competency.
Oh no! Did I lose him? I lost him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I lost
yeah.
it.
No, no!
I'm going to throw both my competency die into disconnecting from the stream.
I don't know if because all of a sudden we just had thunder and lightning outside of my place, so it was like, did that happen on my side? Wait, everybody else can hear me. Dear God,
What?
Jr.
What the fuck, JR? Are you doing the secret signal?
Oh, we got him back.
I'm back.
Yes. All right.
Okay, so I'm going to use my pilot skill and throw in both of my competency dice to make this gloriously happen so that Badfinger is so impressed. If there's any good parts of her left, she throws herself at me.
All right. So the first thing with the Burt gun is gonna be like a presence attack. So go ahead and roll your presence.
Okay, and my
Is Ripper
presence
actually back? Because I
is
can't hear him.
switching over.
You can't
to...
hear Nick?
Yeah, I can hear. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can
Yeah.
hear Kincaid.
Can
you hear me,
can't
Walt?
hear you. It's weird.
All right, I'm gonna reload real quick.
All right, I'm going to
F5.
do probably the worst action ever. I'm going to reset my browser and see if it fucks up.
F5.
And
Yeah.
now it's just us
It's just us.
and Juicy Finger.
Juicy finger. I gotta tell you Badfinger's having a bad day. Nick.
All right.
Oh, wait.
All right.
How we looking?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna do a
I can't hear
presence
Nick,
dice,
so if he's talking.
and Ripper's is his presence is
Damn it, Nick. What'd you
3D.
do?
3.
Shh, he's talking.
You know what's happened when I tried to close the menu? Basically, I closed out the whole thing. So 3 presence dice roll
Nice.
gives me a 14.
He is going to try to defend by barrel rolling around it. and does not. So he does change direction.
Okay. Does he go the way I want him to go?
Yes,
Okay, cool.
because
And
he doesn't.
now,
He doesn't want to risk running into
yeah.
those rounds. So yeah, he's definitely going to change direction. But he's still
And
climbing.
do I have a heavy blaster or just wing blasters?
You have the wing blasters.
So now I'll light up his engines with my wing blaster.
All right. You can either use your piloting or you can use the weapon to do that.
Let's go with piloting. My piloting is fighter spacecraft 4D.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that.
Okay. How about a 12?
All right. So you got a 12, and then roll 2 more dice just so I can see. He's going to have to defend.
Ooh. How about a
Against a
12?
12.
Damn, 2 double sixes. Plus, did you add your 2 competency dice to those?
I did not. So wouldn't that be those right there?
No, this is the damage because you already, without the competency dice, won the engagement. So now
Yeah.
you're seeing how much you hurt him. So you still have your 2 competency dice for next time.
Okay.
All right, so. All right, so you chase his engines with those wing blaster fire, and there's that point where the plane is bucking back and forth as it's trying to dodge what you're doing. A couple of times it flutters up and down in its track to try and clear the atmosphere, but at the same time stay away from that torrent of gunfire from heavy sluggers coming out of the bottom of your plane. Your blasters rip up one engine, and he starts smoking from the back.
Nice. That's how you do it.
It's definitely affecting his performance. He's going a lot slower now, and he's definitely having an issue with that. I like yours better. We're going to leave that there. He's definitely going a lot slower now. All right, so the guy that you just shot, he reaches kind of like what he appears to think is like an apex and just doubles back over, and he is on a reverse trajectory with your smiley face.
Yeah.
He's on a reverse trajectory, so he's probably going to pass right over you.
Sweet.
Through the wall of Q.
Because I have an AI, I'm going to tell her nail him with the PDCs as we pass by.
Oh, that's a nice trick. All right, so he's going to try and come over you. She's going to try nailing him.
We can do that.
You can do whatever you want to be creative to do.
Yeah, if you can.
I just would like to remind you that Dolores excels especially in nailing things.
Yeah, if you can think of it, and give me a creative description for why and how you want to do it. 9 times out of 10, if it's possible and plausible, we'll pull it out. All right, so
Okay.
the PDC turret pops up. It starts spinning and starts high yield blaster fire. Just starts like pinging away from the ship. He passes over and spins through it, missing several bolts narrowly as he passes by you. Give me a quick piloting check at 3D,
right.
just to see if you can control. Oh yeah, you're fine. Yeah, you needed a 6 or higher, because basically this pilot just passed right over you, and in a reverse direction. So you're gonna fly right through its jet trail.
Okay.
So all that turbulence you want to avoid. The plane that you dinged a little bit, JR, is going to throw a series of blaster bolts at you. You need to dodge a 12.
I am going to use my keen instincts from years of the boxing gym and extend that to my fighter pilot because it's an extension of my body.
I don't think
for
so.
4d6.
No.
Hold on, Jester. Remember, our planes have a reaction of 6D.
Yep. So you can what do you call it? You could use that as to dodge.
All right, let me do advanced dice roller. All right.
6D, highest 3.
6D. Um, all right, I have
14.
60. Yeah, 14.
All right.
Is
So you dodge the incoming fire from its outboard wing blasters. You hear Fingers down below. She's just like, "Thank you. I really don't like being ventilated." The excuse me, the one that's kind of like on fire and was damaged, coming straight towards you, Kink. He dumps out a rocket salvo. So these aren't missiles. Um, so if they miss, they're just gonna go right by you. It's a burst of
Flavor.
only if they hit. Burst of 3 missiles.
All right, so I have to dodge 3.
He gets a 15.
Okay. I'm gonna use my plane's reaction,
Go for it.
and I'm gonna veer off towards right over here.
Gotcha.
Okay, that's a 15.
All right. Tie goes to the runner. And so those bolts, are like, there's multiple instances of those bolts passing by, and even though you're in a sealed environment through the cockpit, um, the scream of the engine, the rattling and bucking of the equipment, you can still, it's a little heart rattling to have those things just zing right by you. He's going to move another one. He moves another one. All right. That brings us to Jester.
all right. So I am going to maneuver. See, you said 4 squares. Um, change my angle just slightly and cut across for 2,
Yep.
and then barrel roll. So we're facing nose to nose, and I am going to unleash my um, wing blasters, and I'm going to trust that Juicy Finger didn't die, and she is going to
Juicy
do her job.
finger. Go for it.
All right, so the wing blasters are 2D.
Yep.
I'm going to use my last competency dice for
Go
3D6.
for it.
First one is a 1 for my
Ooh.
weapons, and I got a 12.
All right. You do continue to you do hit, but next round you're gonna have to spend a round cycling back the charge because you had an overcharge. So where is he?
But did I at least tickle them a little bit?
Oh yeah. That's 2. So your wing-mounted blasters. So if you look at this plane, right, it's got these 2 outboard nacelles, right? The blaster bolts come from the inside of the wing, and this thing, your blasters just shred the wings right off it.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And as it's tumbling,
Hey, Juicy Finger, see if you get a shot off. We're gonna take this out once and for all.
he's only got that left. She sends the heavy blaster from down below, spinning into the pilot's cupola. It gets torn to shreds, explodes in a ball of flame, and I assume, in true pilot fashion, you're going to veer around it, or are you going to do that Hollywood thing where you try and fly through it?
Oh, I'm gonna veer around it.
All
Mama
right.
didn't raise no fool.
So he takes it just explodes in flight, and then you're barreling out. This guy right here, did he already attack you?
Yes, he did.
Yep. All right. So now back to the top of the order. These guys move a little bit. These guys are very slow compared to the speed you guys are tracking, because you guys are just like it's like driving 55 on the highway and somebody goes by you at 120.
Yeah.
I plead the fifth.
So I'm gonna give them a command to go ahead and reorient to how they were before, aiming for the drop zone, and I'm gonna check in with Jester and Ripper, see how they're both doing.
I am 5 by 5. Got my first kill. I'm the first one to be an ace wins. So you'll be buying me top-notch booze tonight.
We'll see about that there, bud.
Unfortunately,
Ripper.
the top-notch booze will be pink ladies.
Beggars can't be choosers, sir.
Ripper,
So
how's
I would
that
assume
target
with
doing?
This dogfight up here, like this would be the position now since he passed over me.
He's actually turned.
He's turned.
Yep. So that would be your position.
Okay, cool.
And now you just got to erase all the smiley faces.
How do you erase? How do you erase?
I can do it.
Yeah, you just select it and then
whoops, too much.
Oh no!
if you click back to your pointer, you can select each one and delete it.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going to go for a movement. I'm going to drag.
Is that like when you go to the bathroom?
Yeah, a bowel movement. How do you want to handle because I'm going for a movement like this.
All right, you're gonna come behind him.
Yeah, I'm gonna come up behind him. God damn, come on, you stupid little thing. There we go. There we go. Okay. I'm going to unload with everything up close and personal.
Okay.
On his left right here.
Go for it.
Remove 2. Boop. Yeah. Oh my god. That would be a 13.
All right. He goes to try and dodge. Oh, no. What are you using?
I'm using heavy blasters. 4D.
Oh, yeah, that's bad.
And I got a 6 on my hit die.
All right. What did you say it was? 13?
13.
And he got an 8, so that's 1 success over. So, yeah, there are punch marks from where those blasters rip into the armor, and each one, not only because of the angle, you're behind him and slightly above, and kind of coming down at him. Because of the angle, you can see that every punch through the armor just showers sparks. It looks like the 4th of July, maybe Victory Day on Utopian, that one time you met that tenar that we don't talk about ever in Polite Company. But yeah, that each punch showers a rain of sparks as this thing starts coming apart in the air. Let's
You know
see.
what game did that great? What computer game?
What's that?
Was that Lucas Arts game Weapons of the Luftwaffe?
Oh, really?
I have that.
Yeah, that game did that really good. Like when you came in behind a bomber and started firing, you'd get that stuff and start flying off, and that was fun.
That's cool as hell. I'm gonna have to check that out. Is it for PC?
Yeah, it's old. It's like 96.
Hold on. I actually have it.
Awesome.
Of course he does.
Of
It
course.
was
it is.
back when LucasArts cared.
Oh my god.
It was a good game though. Like you got to fly a lot of wacky German weapons.
Oh wow. He even had it within reach.
There we go.
Damn, that's crazy. Go ahead, Daniel. Take a competency die for that.
Yeah, you got to fly
Fantastic.
the flying wing, which was really cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Ripper, you're up.
Okay,
do
so
you remember these, Ripper?
yeah.
Oh God.
No, there's no loader. There's no longer a loading screen than Klingon Academy, which you've been dying to play.
Yeah.
And you begin to find out after the first disc that your computer is like, honestly, I can't take this. And it's got these full-on huge Klingon fleet battles because it's a civil war, and it's so glorious because what's his face, the actor from Undiscovered Country, the old scene chewer, is playing he's basically your mentor, and you're like, this is gonna be so great, and you
Christopher
never see,
Lloyd.
yeah, and no, the guy who quotes Shakespeare.
Okay.
I forget his name. I forget, but you never see disc 2 of that game because computers just couldn't handle it.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
but it was a great game. It was if you could get that game to run, that was a great ship-to-ship combat game. It was fun. But Okay, so my problem right now in the dogfighting scenario is this dude is headed towards my target, and I'm headed the wrong way. Right?
Correct.
Barrel
But
roll into a corkscrew.
yep, you can roll and turn. You just got to give me a piloting roll.
Yeah, and I'll add my competency dice to that for
Right
6 total.
Dear Lord.
Wait, that's 1.
We'll
That's
take
2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. That's 6.
it. All right, so we got 2 6s and a 5. Or your highest 3. I think you can pull off something that requires a 10 difficulty with a 17. That's definitely, yeah. You pull that turn easily. So the plane, basically dives down and then does a loop as it rolls over onto its axis, so that you're facing now the right way and also the right side up because you're now in gravity. Um, do you let something off the chain to let him know the displeasure that he hasn't died yet?
I do. We'll give him both wing blasters.
Ooh, nicely done. Hit it. So that one I think is those are 2D. If you want to use
Correct.
that one.
2D per or 2D
2D.
total?
Yep, total.
How about a 5?
Ooh, he's going to try and evade because he's saving his. He gets a 7. So he just rolls slightly out of the way and lets those blaster bolts fly by him.
Okay.
It looks like he's making a dedicated run. So now he is angled down and is heading straight for those carriers.
Okay.
So now that brings us to them. The one that you were chasing and the one that Daniel is chasing both let missiles off the chain. So first one, hello. First one.
I thought I killed this one.
Oh, did he die? Hold on. Where's my note? Yes.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second.
All right. So this guy lets a missile off the chain. And he's going to go 3d6. He gets a 9. Let's see. Point defense on them is 2d. First one, oh.
Is there a way I can assist?
Not yet, because your turn is already passed. This guy right here has the worst luck. His point defense cannon doesn't deploy. And the missiles rain into him, damaging an engine. So he's got an engine on fire, and the pilot comes through, and he's like, any station this net, this is 1-1 heavy. I have severe trauma to my outboard engine. I am not going to make it. I might have to jettison these mechs. Can you guys give me some cover fire from this guy so I can get these guys closer to the ground?
Confirm. Do not jettison. I'm sending a wingman over to come cover you.
Roger out.
I'm surprised they didn't say I hope it's not Jester.
Yeah, we hear he flies backwards.
I've got skills and then some.
Jester.
And, yeah, because you are cleared, Jester, of your target. I'm gonna say you bounce back and go cover.
That's because I killed my target.
I killed 2 targets, bud.
Jester,
But they were together, so it only counts as one.
Oh, okay.
Jester, what do you do?
All right, so I am going to adjust course 45 degrees, which puts me aiming directly at the target that good old Ripper missed, and I'm going to let loose one of my missiles to
Nice.
help him eliminate that target en route to relieving the dropship.
So you were facing this way
I was-
initially, right?
I was facing, let me put it back the way it was. I was facing this way,
Yep.
and then I moved up to the 45, which has me a direct line of sight.
So
This
that's this way.
end. This end
Yeah.
is yeah.
Yeah.
Short end is
Your
Sure.
airplane is flying the wrong way.
What we have here
you
is a
need to
failure
fix yourself.
communicate.
All right, go ahead. So you're gonna.
All
What
right.
are you gonna? He's a little far away for guns. So
I was going to send one missile. Well, I'm already going to be maneuvering closer to the damaged dropship to hold their hand so they can do their job as pilots. And I figured on the way I'd like to fire off one of my missiles. In fact, I did not do that. 2, 3, 4.
I
So
see
that
your
puts
flight
me-
path. It's very impressive.
That is 4. It puts me closer to
Yep.
and within range. So I would like to. Am I close enough when I advance to fire my blasters now or no?
Still a little far.
All right,
Do
then
you
I'm
ever
going to
watch
send.
do you ever watch the videos of the guy who basically narrates flight sim?
No.
It's pretty funny. Like he basically uses all the aviation lingo, but then makes fun of everybody's flying skills.
That's awesome.
Outstanding.
We will
So I'm
need
going
links
to.
for that later.
Yes, I will be sending one of my happy little missiles to reach out and touch somebody.
Go for it.
All right. So the missiles are D6.
And that's D6 straight.
Not
One
D,
D.
not D6 Klingon light cruiser from Star Wars.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You're not going to
Just
put
saying
two discs into this, right? It's
Yeah.
D6 and you keep all of it.
All right. But can I use my last competency dice?
If you want. If you want to throw 7D at it.
All right. I'm going to put 7d6 and roll, and it's a 23.
Dear Lord.
Yeah, baby.
There's no shot. This dude is just there's no shot. So that's 19. That's 260. Yeah. He comes apart in a glorious fireball of destruction that basically just seeds the clouds with just debris and broken promises of whatever somebody told him to get him in that cockpit. What do you call it? Do you guys reassemble formation to guard your principals on their way to the ground?
Yeah,
Roger that.
I call
Roger,
for a form up,
Dodger.
and we're gonna move back over into
As
the
we're
point.
maneuvering, a turn has gone, so that way my wing blasters are repairing themselves, and I would like to perform a weapon system check. You didn't die on me there, did you, Juicy Finger?
No, boss. I'm here. I'm just it's smoky. Give me a minute. Dolores sends a ping to your heads-up display. Sir, I don't want to interrupt the revelry and good times that are occurring because we won this engagement. However, I have something you should probably know.
All right.
Long distance
Space
Sam.
herpes.
Yeah, space herpes. I love ice pirates. Long distance surveillance is reporting 2 SAM sites locking onto our position. I recommend we should probably take some sort of evasive maneuver so that we don't die within the next few minutes.
I first comment over at Jester. Hey, can you please fly the correct direction? and potentially cover our one guy over here.
Jester.
I'm trying to make it do what I'm supposed to.
Well, you're not working it right.
There we go. That's better. I'll accept that.
This is how you play D&D.
Yeah. It's not how you play D&D, Josh.
You need to put that in the merch store.
I was laughing so hard I spit coffee out of my nose at one point. I was like, oh my god.
Oh,
All right, so these guys start heading in toward the objective to dropping their mechs. The what do you call it?
Sam's?
What is it?
I said the Sam's.
But the problem is the SAMs are a lot closer to where you guys are. So a holographic display comes up. For those who have watched the other 2 Operation Raven Spear, you will notice this canyon. This canyon was from several of the operations, and these guys have pretty much stomped all through this terrain. So this is all what do you call it? You can see tanks scattered all over this place. There is a crew of Legionnaires coming up on your HUD. They are in a cave system just off of this canyon. Your objective has you dropping the mechs here,
Okay.
right? But you're picking up. There's that.
What are these? Are these all old?
Nope, those are tanks.
Oh,
They're moving into the area, right? And then on top of that,
are those Repub?
they are not Republic tanks.
Oh,
You guys have been. You guys You guys during the briefing heard that the enemy was fielding a bunch of tanks in order to hem in the Legionnaires, and that you guys were dropping mechs in response to try and take
Gotcha.
these on and
Okay.
clear the path.
When in doubt, cluster bomb.
You got that right all day long and twice on Sunday. So you got SAM site here. And it looks like a missile pod on a rolling track.
where? Oh,
Right? So
Okay.
there's a SAM site right here.
and then a missile pod over here.
Yep, and then another missile pod over there. So there are two SAM sites in this particular area. The MCR cell that was working with the insurgents that you guys were originally sent to find in the first two episodes. Those they don't know where the Legion is. They don't know that they're in this canyon right here, inside of a
Which
cave
canyon?
system.
Okay.
Right? So what's happening is they're dispatching tanks and troops. So tanks to kind of block in the area and use the sensor systems on the tanks to make sure nobody gets away. Troops so that if they do find something, they can have them go into the cave systems and kind of take them prisoner as needed. What are you guys going to do? So you got the first one getting ready to drop the HPP mech.
All right.
The
My
other
question.
two are going a little slower. They're going to fall in behind.
All
We
right.
got to clear the way for them.
So, did the info that Ripper got? Did that go to everybody?
For his AI sent messages to all of your AIs, and
Okay.
let you guys know.
All right. So in that case,
In my case, he sent it to Juicy Finger because I don't have an AI.
Well, you still have an AI. It's just not running your guns.
all right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say, Ripper, I want you to burn as hard as you can over this way, and then do a Burt pass right through here.
Okay.
Just like Burt all that.
Lay down a big bunch of Burt.
Yeah.
Where's Ernie gonna go?
Where's what?
Where's Ernie gonna go?
Who's Ernie?
From Sesame Street. We don't
Bert
judge.
and Ernie.
Oh God, get out! You know what, Jester? Just eject. Your gunner can do better.
So here's what'll help in that solution. I'm gonna go in, and I'm gonna Burt, but someone needs to draw that SAM fire first.
Yeah, I was gonna
'Cause
follow.
I'll be moving low and slow.
Yeah, I was gonna follow that. That Jester stays behind and provides defense.
Sorry
For-
about the sound of lightning. It just hit 25 feet from the house.
Nice.
Go for it.
But yeah, Jester, you stay behind and provide as much defense as you can to block those SAMs because we have to get the payload to the ground, and I will fly right behind or in front of Ripper and basically just try to be a
Draw
juicy
fire.
target.
I would
Yeah.
I would like go as fast as you can, and then like fly across the battlefield and streak away in an opposite direction, and let them throw a couple of missiles at you, and then while they're reloading, I come in and hit them.
Yeah.
All right. So just so that you know, the scale of this is much smaller of when you were in the air coming out of the atmosphere, right? Oh, sorry. Just gotta fix that real quick. There we go. All right. So the scale is much smaller from when you guys were in the atmosphere, right? So if you're at max burn, you can make it from one side of the map to the other in the same turn,
Okay.
Yeah.
right? And then
So,
if
like-
you what's that?
So like the first guy just does this across the battlefield, getting them to throw some SAMs.
Yep.
And me, let's say this is me, I come in as they shoot and then rip them up that way.
All right.
Hey, we can't control any of these.
Working it now.
How dare?
How dare you be that
How
slow?
absolutely dare you?
Right, and then we got Ripper is right there. Da-da-da-da-da.
There we go.
Ripper should be able to move yours now, and then Jester, you're going to be on the bottom, and you should be able to control yours. All right, so that's awesome. All right, so Kink, you're at the top of the order.
Yep, I'm going to go ahead and start maneuvering.
Yep,
You're bait.
you're the bait.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so as you fly, right, when it gets to their turn, both this Sam and this one kick off missiles at the same time.
Yep.
All right.
So you got that going for you.
All right.
I'm gonna burn a competency die, and I can
Do we
still
have
use my
chaff we
reaction,
can
right?
throw? Hold on. Do we have chaff we can throw up?
Yes. Yep, that's what your point defense cannon is for.
We also have Yelp reviews.
Nick Cole has
0 out
the
of
worst
5 stars.
pasta in the
Does not
world.
recommend.
All right, so he's laying down. He's drawing the bait of those Sams. Go ahead, Nick. You're up next.
Okay, I'm gonna basically hit it hard, suddenly back off all my power right there, and then just come in nice and slow and Burt, and then continue right around and Burt again.
All right, so you'll be able to do one Burt on the first one this round, and then the second one you'll be able to get in the next round.
Sweet. So I would say going to the Ripper handout and inspecting everything that I want to use in my life. If I use my awareness and vision 4D,
Yep.
and I add that to somehow my shooting to make it better so that I clean that first one on the first pass.
Well, that burp cannon has a
Do I need to roll to dodge missiles, or am I good?
in a sec. Yeah, you'll be in a second. When their
Okay.
turn comes up, you'll be able to get that. But your AI has already told you that they have a lock and they've already let the missiles off the chain, so it's coming. What's the dice on that Burt cannon? It was 6D, right?
Yes.
Right. So you're just gonna roll 6D because that's the main weapon system you're using.
That sounds like the most fun you can have with your pants on.
I wouldn't know. I'm not wearing them. Go for it. Oh yeah, that is a nice hit. Damn. All right, they try to defend with their armor. They have some heavy armor. Oh God. Yeah, there should be a. There should be like a. There should be that wah wah wah, right? yeah. There's all that.
Wah.
So there is a massive. If you guys have ever seen a GAU 8 go off and like hit the ground around a target, if you're on the ground, all you're going to hear is like somebody hitting plate metal with a hammer, right? And these gigantic depleted uranium rounds just rain onto the target, something in the effect of almost 1,000 rounds per minute, shredding armor, decimating the rest of the missiles on the platform, and detonating one of them into a huge fireball of destruction and dust as you pass over, pulling the dust with you, almost like a victory trail. Let's see. There's that. There's all right. So now their turn. One missile already got off the chain on the way out, and then you have a second missile coming at you. So the first missile coming at you is.
Don't I get a turn?
Yours is after.
Yeah, you're not
Their
even.
initiative's higher than yours right now.
All right, so you get the first one is a 14.
Okay.
So what are you dodging with?
I can use reaction again, or is this a different one?
No, you can use reaction.
Okay.
Don't die. Don't die.
I aim at the missile and crash into it.
Yeah.
And Jim is just like, yes. Okay, you die.
Did you want to touch the cobra? You're dead.
How dare!
You mean the dead cobra that wasn't. See, I could have argued that there were so many things I thought about. Like, I thought the dwarves were supposed to take care of anything that killed me. So technically, the cobra shouldn't have killed me.
Technically. Anyways, I'm gonna. Yeah, I think I can do this. I think I can do this. Oh, yeah, I can do this. Was 10, 13. No, I can't do this.
All right. So the first missile hits you. There's an explosion of particulate.
My point defense doesn't do anything either.
Nope. Nope.
Okay.
Not yet. You're gonna probably want to save that for the next missile that comes up.
Okay.
Yep. So it what do you call it? It breaks into a load of like micro missiles. The speed you're going, you get what do you call it? You only get a little bit of the incendiary parts of the missiles hitting you, striking your armor, bouncing off shields. So you're good. So do you want to take this off reaction, or do you want to take it off the fortitude?
Yeah, I'll take off reaction because I only got 2D left on my fortitude.
All right. So now that the plane's reaction is now at a 5D.
He burned some of my ailerons.
Right. So the gravitic drive planes that allow the fighter to actually maneuver in and out of atmosphere are just not working the way that they should right now. So after being pummeled by part of a rocket, the second one comes out at you from the SAM you're approaching. He's got 4. He gets a 13.
All right.
Excuse me, not a 13. Nope, it's a 13 because it's the weapons total. Go for it.
Let me think. Can I? All right. I want to use my piloting the fighter spacecraft 5D with a competency die on top of that for a total of 6.
Yep.
And I want to just bring my fighter down to the ground in line with the SAM site.
Oh, see if you
And
can track the
juke it.
missile.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah?
All right. Yep. I'm seeing what you're laying down. He's going to have to defend whatever you're doing, so he's going to have to do a counter defense. I don't think I've ever done a counter defense roll.
All right. That'll be a 15.
All right. So 15, you miss the what do you call it? The missile does not hit you, right? But before that, because it's a missile, right, and not a rocket, it's guided, so it gets a second shot at you.
Yeah, because it's a Miss Ol, it always gets the last word. If it were a Mr. Ol, you would have.
Yeah. 15.
All right. So do I need to use a different one again?
Yep, different one.
Okay.
Not a 16. Excuse me. A 14.
All right. So I have 2 base competency die in addition to the one I just burned, right?
Yep.
All right. So,
Decisions.
I can't use piloting and I can't use reaction, right?
Correct. You can use any weapons you haven't used yet.
True.
Basically attacking the attack. Going Bruce Lee style several thousand years into the future, where I'm sure there's a lovely statue of him waiting somewhere in the area of space called Synasia.
All right. Can I do point defense and then fire a missile off at the same time?
Yes, but you're going to be -1 on one, -2 on the other.
Okay. I'll go -2 on the missile.
Yep.
and I'll go -1 on point defense, but I will buff it with a
Competency
competency.
die. All right.
I'll buff it with my 2 base ones.
What are you doing? Are you trying to attack the missile? Because you can't combine the two, but you can do two separate attacks.
Yeah, so I'm going to do point defense for the missile,
And then
and then I'm going to do a missile for the SAM.
All right, go for it.
All right, so
Oh wait, save the missile for the SAM for when it rolls back around to your attack. So just roll the point defense for right now.
okay, so do I still do the minus, or just forget that?
Forget that. Just give me the point
Okay.
defense.
All right, so point defense, I'm going to do 5d. Do. All right, we got a 8, 13, or sorry, 8. That's a 11.
11.
Yeah.
Let's see. Missile catches you. Slams into the back of an engine. The explosion isn't moving as fast as you are. Some of the debris from the missile exploding doesn't really penetrate the shield as much as it probably could have. What do you want to take? Point of reaction or point of fortitude?
I'll take another point of reaction.
All right, so now you're down to 4.
Yep.
All right, and you can feel there's a shudder in the craft. So
Yeah.
you sounding like you came off the used car lot a little bit. JR.
All right, since I'm supposed to stay here and guard these shuttlecraft that are just twiddling their thumbs, I would like to use one of my handy dandy missiles
Yep.
that are the jamming missiles, and I'm going to go ahead and fire at this.
The last SAM site, which is up here.
I
Or
thought
are you going for one of the tanks?
I'm going for one of the tanks because I'm confident that my boy Ripper is going to take that last tank and send it home to Oba.
Which tank are you going for?
There's this tank right up here. I'm trying to make it top right. I'm trying to make it ping.
So the big one?
This one.
Yeah.
All right. Go for it. Let it off the chain.
All right. So I'm firing one of is it the ion missiles or is it the basic missiles that are to use?
Ion.
All right. So I'm going to use one of my ion missiles.
Try and scramble
which
it up.
is yeah. And did the competency dice reset yet or no?
No.
All right. So I've just got the 6d6.
Go ahead. Don't forget it's an area attack as well.
So 6, 7, 8d6.
No. Just keep in mind it's an area attack. So you guys, if you're like, for example, Kink is flying low because he's trying to drag a missile into this point. I mean, this SAM site right here.
Right.
So let me start drawing stuff. Right. So this area here is going to be covered in ionized particles, which could short out some of your systems.
It's got to happen. We got to save those Leeds brothers.
All right, hit it.
All right, I roll my 6d6 for a 22.
All right, you see that tank. Oh no, don't draw. I didn't want to draw. You see the tank, which was kind of just sitting out there, just waiting. It starts to turn to address the incoming fighters and incoming heavies getting ready to drop, and then it just stops. So there's all this like little sparkly particulate all over the place, but it just stops. It's not doing anything.
So does that count as a kill?
You don't know. You know that the ion strikes aren't like flashy like an explosion. They explode. There's like little particulate that floats in the air, and then either robots stop working or all sorts of craziness. Back to the top of the order, going back to Kink.
I just paged over to the YouTube and I looked at the stream, and I think it's adorable how you have you're streaming to Twitch, which you're now streaming a stream of that to YouTube. So it's just like, how deep can we go?
Right. Well, I thought I had it all spread out, but then I can raise it. Oh, there we go. I can fill it so that it should in a second populate, and then yeah, it'll get all big and stuff. All right. So what are you shooting?
All right. I'll go ahead and fire off a missile at the
The last SAM site.
last SAM site right in front of me. Figure I might as well shoot at that while I get a chance. So that'll be 60.
Go ahead.
And then after I fire off the missile, I'm gonna veer off and go provide support for Ripper. All right, we got a 14.
Ooh, it's gonna be tough.
6 on my hit die.
He got a 13. So yep. So missile explodes, knocks the thing over, and it looks pretty bad. I mean, one of the treads is kind of hanging broken. The missiles are on the ground, still connected to the launcher, but they're on the ground. So when you hit that thing, you basically aimed it right into a tread and blew it onto its side.
Would it be able to fire those missiles up, or are they pointed at the ground?
Somebody would have to write the system in order to get that to work. In response to that, you see he hasn't moved yet because it's not his turn, but this vehicle right here starts turning in that direction. So it looks like they're going to attempt to deal with that. Ripper, you're up.
Target of opportunity.
You got.
I'm going to go ahead and light up that rearmost tank
All right.
with the bird gun.
Bird.
Talk to me. What do you get?
Let's see what I get. How about 24 with
my
the hit
God.
dice being a 6?
So that's 12, 17. That's a tank. So they got some armor. Oh, no, they don't.
But
No,
not
I'm
enough.
You trace the ground with your Burt spitting cannon. There's like that tung, 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 that light thudding of the dirt being pelted by the heavy rounds as you're walking them in. And then there's the hard ping as each round slams into the armor. A repulsor bursts when it gets hit by the first couple of rounds, flipping the tank over in place, exposing its belly to get 2 more repulsors hit, and the thing explodes in a wild fireball of abandon and fury. You guys get action messages from the heavy droppers saying that they're dropping the mechs now.
And
Took
I've
you long
super
enough.
backed off my throttle to go super slow now, like as slow as you can possibly go and still maintain altitude.
Gotcha. So that's going to bring to them. You see people climbing out of the tank here. Right, so up in the one that got hit by the ion strike, people are climbing out and like pulling things out of like cargo compartments. This tank is heading in the direction toward the SAM that's right here.
It doesn't work, Sarge.
Damn it, Carl.
Jester,
Get your trenching tools.
what are you doing?
Yeah, that would do something.
Since I am just hanging out and I want to make sure they're not just dead, but good and dead, I am going to fire my last basic missile for D6, 66, and I'm going to blow up that tank. I want to kill it good and dead.
All right, because it looks like they're pulling out some. Oh, that's nice.
So I got a 19.
Well, yeah, because you're keeping all of it. The personnel outside are incinerated in a glorious explosion of flak and dust. The tank gets perforated as armor explodes, and there's a series of secondary explosions as the ionic energy surrounding that tank catches some of the particles, and those basically blow up as well. It does not look like these guys are having a good day. You still have this one tank that's kind of moving this way. He has some sort of a turret that pops up. And let's see. Who's he going to...
I just joined the MCR for college money.
He's going to try and go for your flight lead because he's in the path. He's got the easiest way to fire that. So
Don't die, Kincaid.
instead of a blaster, it what's that?
I'm just like
No,
two,
no, I
one,
hit the
one.
wrong button.
Don't get excited.
Instead of a blaster, it actually the turret uses a hard beam weapon, so like an actual laser. And he's going to fire that at you for 23.
Holy but Jesus.
All right. The base competency die, they are used. All right.
Use your fighter reaction for a D6.
That's
No,
not a thing anymore.
It's a D4.
I've burned through my reaction, my my pilot.
Yeah, because he
and
got pummeled.
I've been burning every single skill I've come across. I'm just having to work on the last couple ones.
Yeah, because when
Let
you guys were in the air, he got slapped a little bit, and then when he got down here, a couple of missiles tagged him in the fanny. So he's having a hard day of flight school.
that's like life of bait.
Yeah, when you're
So
bait.
your plane is an extension of your body. So use your fighting skills for
Nope.
your boxing skills.
Now,
Would that work if we were in mech suit?
I might suggest this. Why don't you dump a bunch of altitude and try to use your piloting skill?
I've already dumped my altitude.
See there you can always dump more altitude.
Oh, okay. So the trick is I need to say Allah Akbar first. I understand.
Yeah.
Eject.
Put a mountain between you and it.
All
There you
right. So
Gonna weave around a canyon.
I know, but I gotta follow up with a skill. Can I use or I get how the plane has its own reaction, but my pilot has a reaction as well. Can I use that as my reaction
Yeah,
roll?
absolutely.
Okay, good. Just making sure, because you could say no, that only works if you're on the ground,
Nope,
kind of thing.
Nope, you can use yours. So basically,
Okay.
you're trying to coax the plane to do even more than it wants to do right now because of the damage.
Yeah.
All right, hit
All
me.
right. So
That's 5D,
I'm gonna.
right?
It's 4D.
4D. All right, 4D. Take the highest three.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go down and. Oh my God. Let's see if I can roll them on the table, right?
Yeah, because hitting the floor gets weird.
All right, that'll be a 10.
A 10, so that's 1.
And I'm gonna juke down below this ridge right here.
Gotcha.
If I could, boop.
So a 10. That's 2. Oof. All right, so you take 3 more points of damage. So you want to take it fortitude reaction from the plane.
Yeah, I'll take. Can I split it?
Nope.
Okay, that'll be reaction from the plane then.
So that gives you 1 left.
Yeah.
All right, so his plane is not doing too hot.
It's fine. It'll buff out.
Break off, Kick! Break off!
You see this brilliant green thin laser just streak out across the expanse. Not the brilliant streaks that we have up on the board right now because they're cooler and far less damaging. But this green laser streaks across the expanse, rakes across a wing and behind his cockpit, and just starts showering the area with smoke that he's trailing. Yeah. So he's trailing a whole bunch of smoke. The plane is rattling like crazy. He's fighting with the stick to keep it moving.
All right. So that was their attack, right?
Yep. And now you said you were going to draw in one for the SAM. Oh no, you already knocked it out. What are you going to do?
Yeah. I'm going to take aim at this motherfucker.
Eject.
No.
Oh, well, hold on
how-
a second. That was his turn. JR, you're up.
Oh,
Oh,
I thought it was
wait,
his
no.
turn.
Wait.
He reacted to
Gotcha.
to your turn, so now he gets his own turn.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm going to All right. So I can do multiple attacks, and I just have to subtract 1 and then 2 from the following attack,
Right,
right?
because what you're doing is you're trying to send 2 attacks in. Just keep in mind, if you're doing 2 attacks, it's separate. The only thing that is not that you can roll at the same time uh, is the linked guns if you have them.
Okay. So can I do linked guns and a missile?
No.
Okay. So it'll be heavy blaster and then a missile.
All
Yeah?
right, so you're gonna use two. You're gonna use 2 attacks.
Yeah.
Go ahead. -1 on one, -2 on the other.
All right, we'll do -1 on the heavy blaster, and that'll bring it down to 3. And then, yeah, that'll be a 6 for the heavy blaster.
All right, hold on. He's got to defend with his Ermer. Yes, he defends. Gets a 14.
All right,
So
and then
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
the missile that'll be -2, so total of 4.
Go ahead.
Oh, we got a little bit better on that one. That'll be a 9. Oh, we add up everything for a missile, right?
Yes. Yep.
All right, so 14.
Because it's a heavy weapon.
And the minus is because of the damage.
No, the minus is because the minuses he's getting is because he's trying 2 attacks at once, and he doesn't have like a boost
A
that
perk.
does that. Yeah. So he doesn't make it. The missile blows him off course, knocks him into this wadi. He starts smoking as well, and he still looks functional, but it looks like it's going to take a minute for him to kind of right himself and get him out of the position that you're in. That brings us up to Ripper.
I would like to send a message in Bert.
Of course you would. Go for it.
Square. Let's see.
Has to be Morse code, Bert.
Bert. How about a 16 or a 17?
Oh, that's nice. It's 12. All right. It's going to try and defend with its armor. Yeah, now. All right. So with his Kink came in and used a series of directed blasted fire to kind of like maneuver it toward a wadi. He then hit it with a missile that knocked it into the wadi, kind of jamming it in place. He was doing that thing like in Austin Powers where he's like in the big tram trying to like back up and move forward, trying to get out of the wadi. Out of the wadi. You came in and just like and swooped right around in a strafing run that just because he was caught just ripped him up and robbed him of any ability to counterattack. There's a small pop and a whine as you rupture the power core on the back of the tank, and then followed by a magnificent explosion that kind of sends really lovely debris all over the place. What do you call it? The tanks are just obliterated, and you hear the what do you call it? The heavy driver. He calls over the radio. Good hit, good hit. We seem to have all tanks in location, and then he gives the grid for the location. Are taken out. We have clean ride back to the carrier. We are going on carrier, deploying mechs. How copy?
That's a big 10-4, Big Papa.
Oh God.
Team leader Kink copies. We're gonna fall behind you and provide you closer support to cover you on the return.
He calls back. Roger out. You get a ping from Dolores, Nick, saying that you're getting what do you call it? Return telemetry from the carrier, giving you guys a flight path back. That'll help you kind of limp back home because all of you guys got smacked pretty good.
I got smacked pretty good. Everybody else did fine.
You follow them on the way in.
Yeah, I'll follow them in on the way in, but I'm gonna fly by the lieges in the cave system and just kind of buzz give it a good old sonic boom, whatever is left in my piece of shit fighter.
Right on. So you see the what do you call it? The HPP mech hit the ground. It's starting to move toward the Legionnaires. It's a pretty big piece of machinery. It's stomping the ground pretty good as you guys take off for atmosphere. The Jester was here. 3 kills, no luck, all skill. That's great. You guys take off. There's some concern as Kink's plane is having some trouble negotiating the.
Performance issues.
Yes, he's definitely having performance issues.
They got pills for that, Kink.
It's having problems negotiating against the gravity, leaving the gravity well of the planet. But the carriers that brought in the mechs, they have a slave system that they can kind of an energy slave that's almost like a mini tractor beam. They can pull you along to get you back out of the atmosphere.
I'm gonna roll a fortitude, or no, occupation pilot.
To what?
That to
See if you can slave up.
Yeah.
All right, you need a 10 or higher.
Oh, 10 off of 2D. Fuck me. I got a 9.
All right.
Ripper, we'll split his gear up. He looks like he's staying dirt side.
So your plane does not make the climb, leaving atmosphere. Dolores comes over the line and says, Kink, it would probably be beneficial for you to land and link up with the HKPP mech and the mech support crew in order to get a ride out with the Legionnaires.
All right, yeah, I'll go ahead and do that.
Eject.
No, he can land it. It's just him trying to actually leave the atmosphere. His plane doesn't have the strength to do that anymore. You guys hit the flight deck. Crews come in. They tug you back into place, reinstall atmosphere and gravity. You guys start exiting. People are clapping. Crew chief comes up and walks up to you, Ripper, and is like, "Where's the boss?"
He did not make it. He's down on the ground. The plane took a little damage coming in, and basically he had to put it down. Basically weak. You know what I mean?
Premature
So
ejection.
here's the fun part for you, Chief. I think you're going down to fix his plane.
Oh hell no! That's where they have those wreckers. No, they can haul that crap back up here. I mean, like seriously, like give me the 411. How bad is it?
It seemed pretty bad. He took a lot of engine damage, stuff like that. But
So
if I were you, I'd get my my web belt on and all that stuff because I think you're leaving the carrier.
so I have a question, Walt. I land the plane, right?
Yep.
All right. Can I do a cursory glance of my my plane and just see what the damage is using awareness?
Yep, it's bad. You don't need you don't need awareness. It's bad.
Okay.
It's not a total machine kill. They're going to repair it. It's just with the engine damage that you have, you didn't have enough drive to get yourself out of the atmosphere.
Okay.
So,
I look at the engines. Is there a dead bird in there?
no dead birds.
Oh, okay.
But Chief just drops his head and he's like just once I'd like you guys to bring back the gear in the condition it went out of, minus any ordnance.
Speaking of condition, can we check on my gunner? See if Juicy Finger's still alive.
Died of blood loss.
She's still in the seat. So
Is she moving? Do we need to do a pulse check?
No, she's alive. She's just like, listen, just give me a minute, one leg at a time, one movement at a time. I think I'll be okay. You look at the cockpit from where she took the hit. It ran the armor, and then she took it shredded the suit where the armor didn't cover. So luckily, patch seals and stuff like that engaged when the bird went back to hypersonic and then left the atmosphere. Otherwise, she would have been sucked out of pushing pasta through a pasta maker. But she's a little bloody, but not so injured that she's going to need like major repair time.
Oh, frick you, standing juicy finger. You can ride with me anytime.
She's like, "What are you talking about? I carried this. You rode with me."
Who's the one that got the kills, huh? Was it you who's the ace? I don't think so.
She
I'm
just
gonna lean into the cockpit and say, "Listen, I'll be by your place later tonight with a little massage oil and your food. Next time you want to fly with a pro."
she's like,
Yeah, but
"Yeah,
then you'll have to leave Dolores.
we'll let easily shot and dazed take Dolores, and me and you will fly."
That's right, baby. In more ways than one.
All right there, Austin Powers.
Um,
Yeah,
the
baby.
the force field re-engages on the flight deck, and then the credits roll. So good mission, good kill.
That was great.
Did you guys
Yeah.
enjoy that?
Yeah, it's
I
fun.
can't believe Daniel wanted to fly bait. Bait always gets shot at.
I figured with my higher reaction times and stuff like that, I could handle a lot better than Jester ever could.
I mean,
No, that, turning it into a tactical game like that with fighters is like so much more fun this way. Like if you ever played the old BattleTech, it was fun,
God.
but it felt super slowed down.
Yeah, because not only did you have the the engagement rules, but also there were rules for you had to, after you did the movement phase, you had a torso twist phase, you had a weapons readying phase, then you had to deal with heat sinks, and it was constantly just math and not really that much fun.
Yeah, the heat sinks basically and at the same time when I first learned to play that, like Robotech was just coming on.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, "Oh, I want to do all that shit." And they're like, "Sorry, your heat sinks won't let you. You did a jump." And you're like, "What?"
Did you ever get to pilot a lamb?
No, I never. I think all I got was the little was it a Marauder or something like that?
Yeah. Well, that's not little. That thing is huge.
Yeah.
so speaking of Marauders, would this rule system that you have for the fighter pilots with the Featherhead rules work for an engagement where you could be like an HKPP pilot?
Yep. In fact, for our next session of this, when we do our next playtest,
We are the HKPPs.
you guys are the HKPP mechs. In fact,
So we're going to be on the bounce. I got it.
right. So in fact, if we had, if things had just gone a little quicker, you could have actually played Call Sign Knuckles, the HPP mech pilot, and then played his jam on the ground. So I have all of the mechs ready to go. If you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see the mechs on the bottom that you guys can pilot.
Yeah.
I was surprised that we didn't get to fight that red ace that you had in the reserve.
He didn't come down just because I was trying to get you guys to the mech portion, but as time went on, I said, you know something, that really deserves its own episode. So we'll just finish off and do this the right way, so it doesn't seem rushed, doesn't seem hasty, and you guys can have some fun, like throwing some Bert down, because that's good stuff.
Bert's
So everybody knows today the best player was Pilot Jester, the ace. And an honorable mention goes to Juicy Finger. We'll give second place to Ripper and Kink. Well, better luck next time.
I
And
would like to
honestly-
point out the only thing that got damaged for me was my plane, as opposed to you. You got your
Gunner shot.
Your gunner shot. People are not replaceable. Equipment
Sure they
is.
A mommy and a daddy, they love each other enough they can make a new one.
Yeah, there's a little bit of waiting period on that. I don't know if you know about that.
We can flash it. We can
Are
flash
you
it.
okay, Walt?
Yeah, we could.
I think this is fun because it really does round out the universe and it makes it much more playable. And, I like writing about Legionnaires and Tyrus Rex, and Jason does too. But I think this is like the stuff that people want. And the more that they realize, oh, you could, obviously this is part of the universe, then the more encouraged we are to sell novels to whoever we're going to publish them for, like that we can tell these kind of cool stories. Right now, we're getting ready to do a Hullbuster novel because people wanted Hullbuster stuff, but stuff like this, I mean, if people want it, then yeah, Feather full on pure, like the Baron. I was listening last night while you guys were talking. And thank you, Daniel, for loving the Baron so much.
Yeah.
He's another Tyrus Rex character in which it's clearly stated in there he's dead within 6 months.
Yeah.
So, but he has a cool story that I fleshed out in my head that never, is not part of the Savage Wars as those 3 books. But if people like that character enough, we'll tell what happened in those last 6 months of his life.
Oh, that would be dope.
I gotta say this, Nick.
What about
One
Major
of-
Thales?
One of my biggest draws, and I know how you feel, but one of my biggest draws to David Weber is the fact that he does space combat and stuff like that. I love how he can set the scene really well.
Yeah,
and
no,
do
he's
that,
a master.
but he does draw into detail for the interpersonal stuff a lot.
Yeah.
If you focus more on just the space combat and the normal storytelling that we do in here, I think that would be a really badass fucking story, and 10 out of 10. I love it.
I totally agree, and I rib David Weber for who he is, but I've hung out with him in real life for a weekend, and he's like, he is that in real life. It's just one long discussion of space battles, and a lot of people don't know. He used to play Starfire and Starfleet Battles, but Starfire, if you can find the original novel that he wrote for that, did you ever play the Starfire game system?
No, I have not.
So it was like super easy Starfleet battles. Like your SSD was just literally a line of like S S S A, shield, armor, missile W. Like it's the most brilliant, easy to fun. But the cool thing about it is you could fight like 20,000 ship battles with it. Whereas Starfleet battles, you could only fight like one ship to one ship because it was so massive. But that's how he got started as a writer. He wrote some fan fiction for Starfire and then developed it into the whole thing. So if you can find those old novels, he's great. But that's kind of like Jason and I have discussed. That's one of my strengths is writing those big ship to ship engagements and fighter stuff and everything like that. So I think you're definitely going to see more of that. So
Fantastic.
yes, thank you. We will.
Yeah, I love Savage Wars. Savage Wars was so good, especially seeing the Savages, because I mean, I was thirsty for that right after Imperator, because granted, there was a lot of cool Savage stuff in Savage Wars, but it doesn't touch the insanity sandwich that was Imperator. Like that ship that they were on in Imperator that he storms with Rex. Oh my god!
I also forgive you guys for redoing Baron because I didn't want to be British.
Chip cheerio.
I mean, yes, I drink tea, but it's not British tea. It's
not
sweet
British
tea.
I think the British did really well in that. Like, I thought that was a lot of fun. But I think that ship in Imperator is an O'Neill cylinder, which is from Rendezvous with Rama. So I like getting into the Savages and just, like, because you think that like when you play like sim games or like Minecraft or whatever, you think like it's cool because it's a whole civilization the way you think it should go, and there's no external. Like Richard Fox the other day, the writer, science fiction writer, when we were playing D&D, he said, writing is just D&D without any other players.
Yes.
And I'm like, you're so right. It totally is. So I like doing those kind of things. We're thinking about a Prometheus novel that basically is a fantasy novel, because Prometheus kind of has to retreat into his where we last leave Prometheus in the Savage Wars. He's buried. Yeah, he's buried underneath a ton of rubble on a Legion-held planet. And so he's going to get recovered, and they're going to go, "Hey, we've uncovered a Savage. Let's get into his mind." And so he's got to kind of hide inside his mind, and I think he's going to hide in sort of his own fantasy world. And I think we're going to see him kind of go Conan.
So it's almost like a Galaxy's Edge lit RPG.
I think that's if that's not too offensive to anybody, that's what I think we'd like to write. And it would be basically Imperator meets Conan.
Dear Lord, that would be crazy.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I think so.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And then the Hullbuster novel. And then, I think we should really do like a big fleet to fleet fighter ship. Those are the fun sections to write in Attack of Shadows, in the 8th book, which I always forget the name of, where the fleet gets totally wiped out by the one beam and stuff like that. Big ship battles are so much fun to write.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
With the way that I have this structured, right now, so the first episode is is from the point of a kill team. Next is from the point of Nether Ops. This is the point of the Featherheads coming in support of those two crews. The fourth one would be a mech driver, and then the last one, rounding out everything, would be a big fleet battle terminating in hull busters boarding a ship.
Yeah. And moving us back to basically Space Hulk.
Yeah.
Why don't you have any love for the Repub Army? I'm just telling you, Major Thales was the unsung hero of this universe.
So, I would like to voice a suggestion for doing the miniature portion.
Yep.
Have a side card that you supply to the players that tells them of that they can swap out loadouts with, and also have like their plane reaction stuff. So like, it's always such a bitch finding out which angle I can get.
Right.
Obviously, it's not going to work, but but basically having your plane stats up top or your vehicle stats up top, your armaments on the bottom, and that way you can have it as like a companion handout.
Right.
Or a secondary document like you did for the character sheets. Could you throw up one of the character sheets so the watchers, listeners can see what we're working with?
So we'll put up Sandman because he didn't get any love today.
No love for the Sandman.
Nobody
But
wanted
like
the
if
guy
you
in
had,
there.
if you
guys
had,
don't know, on the stream, Walt's thinking about writing a Galaxy's Edge novel.
Oh God.
I thought you already did.
I've seen the recommended proposal.
Yeah, I the night after we talked about that, Nick,
Yes.
I drafted the proposal. So
Wait, is that
Carl Urban, yes.
Yeah.
So you don't see it on this form, but if you did like a secondary sheet that was just vehicles, because I'm assuming there's going to be some sameness between the stats you're going to have for the HKPP versus if they're flying a fighter jet versus
Yeah.
if they're actually captaining a whole ship
Yep.
for the
So
massive.
if you go into the Supers book or into the Search and Destroy book, which form the basis of what we're doing, you'll see what those stat blocks look like.
Okay.
But if you had something that the players could print out, and that way they could have that easily accessible.
Yeah, I ran into a snag this morning, so when I went to go transfer them over for my other drive, I didn't do it. So I was a bad man.
It's really
Oh.
Kink's fault if you think about it.
It is.
How long
So
will it take people to get this game?
So I taught this game to somebody who never played before. And I mean like never played anything. They picked it up in 5 minutes, and then they were stymieing me inside of a half an hour with crap I never would have thought of.
Yeah,
I think he meant how long till they actually get it in their hands.
yeah, I totally actually meant that, but I'll touch on that subject because like I'm not exceptionally smart. Like when I would play D&D with kids when I was a kid, like I never understood the rules. People always had to figure things out for me because my brain's just dumb. But I did understand this like pretty fast. I would say I'm conversant, not fluent.
Right.
But I also know that like I generally don't understand systems the way other people do. So
The thing I like about this is just
I'm handicapped. I'm a victim.
I'm a victim. I've seen some of the. Let's just say I've seen Dolores. You're not a victim. What do you call it? This particular game is really great because it's simple. It uses standard dice you can find anywhere. It has a simple mechanic. It's my dice versus your dice with some fiddly bits thrown in, so you can make it as crunchy or as creamy as you want it.
It's
Right.
a lot of fun. And like if you are an improver, like if you're willing to think your way out of stuff, this is the perfect system. And when I go back to like I'm dumb, like remember I grew up with kids who were playing Squad Leader. Have you ever played that?
Oh yeah.
Jeez, oh geez.
Right.
You have to have like a degree, a minor in math to play that game.
You said this was Dungeons and Dragons. It's math and pixels.
Right.
But no, to Daniel's point, like I think people want this now. So can we have it on Monday or?
So the biggest writing it's basically already written. I just have to like start assembling tables and graphic elements. The thing that's going to take the longest is the art.
Right.
So if you didn't hear the podcast from about a month ago, Mr. John Gibbons has signed on to do the art for us.
Right.
If you haven't seen John's art, it's like a combat nightmare on the page. His art is so sublime. He does military stuff really well. And that comes from him being formerly in the. Are you playing Hangman? That comes from him being formerly in the British Armed Forces.
Okay.
So his art is just fantastic. But that is the thing that'll take the longest.
Okay.
So we just I applaud your drawing of a Carl Gustav, by the way.
I'm doing the art for the RPG system.
Oh, right
so
on.
That's a guy that shoots.
Pew pew.
Yeah.
So if because you guys said that you want to get this to Kickstarter, right?
I don't think we need to. I mean, again, Jason, see, when Jason handles the business side, I just handle like, hey, I'm enthusiastic and I like to play with it. But again, like that's where I don't think we need to do Kickstarter. Honestly,
I think if you were to do Kickstarter, you'd actually get a good amount of money for that,
right?
And that could be used
because
For
that's
the miniatures.
Yeah, because we still need to develop the miniatures, and then Walt was talking last night about the packaging and how it's
God.
I have to get good cardboard, I have to get good color scheme, I have to get good plastic.
Yeah, it is all the packaging. I guess, like, honestly, the next thing, and I think we are, and I think you are serious, and I think we are serious. I think the Galaxy's Edge team, which is Jason and I, we need to like literally figure out what we're gonna do, but I don't think either of us want to run the Kickstarter.
Right.
So that has to be someone to do it.
Yay!
But again, everybody who does stuff or whatever, you want to roll in this, Daniel or JR, everybody gets paid. Everybody gets money, so I think there's something there. So let's just do that. The way that I would want to do it is I want to do it the best possible way.
Right.
So let's do it the best possible way.
Yeah.
Even though that takes time, like, hey, we can just put out, like, if people really want to start playing this on their own, let's just crank up, like a typewritten, set of rules for people to fool around with. But let's take out stuff that they have to buy the other book with.
Right.
Like you can just have like a basic, here's how to do a squad engagement. And let's type it up like a 1978, role-playing game handbook. But no, let's do it absolutely right, because I think everybody wants this.
Right on.
And then when we get to miniatures, that's just going to be dope.
Right. So I've been talking to the miniature artist. He's going to be turning in something on Friday.
Ooh.
So I should have something to look at by Friday, pending any disasters or what have you. So
why this is important is that, like, Jason and I are having a conversation on Tuesday about basically going into the movie business on our own. No, it's totally.
Does it have a casting couch?
No, because Jason and I are good boys and we love our wives.
Right.
Yeah, but we're thinking about, it's just there's been so much, here's a Hollywood word, disruption.
So you want to be a Legionnaire? Come sit on my couch.
Come sit on my armor. Like, I think, like, in a year or two, this could be more mainstream than it is, and it would be cool if there's a game. It really, really would be.
Right on.
Yeah.
So we'll get this working, and then we'll talk some more once we, hit the stop button and do all the craziness. We want to thank everybody for coming out. Thank you to my trio of featherheads.
Yeah.
Who got shot the shit up. And we want to thank everybody in the Galaxy's Edge community for watching. We'll catch you next time on the Galaxy's Edge podcast and the Galaxy's Edge Gamecast, I guess. So with that, we're out.
Thank you.